My name is Victor. I'm from a small village called Ashworth. I'm 20 years old. My family is not rich, but we have enough to live comfortably. My father works as a carpenter, and my mother takes care of the home. I have two younger sisters and one older brother. We are a close family, but I've always felt a pull towards something beyond our village. I dream of adventure, of seeing distant lands and experiencing life beyond the quiet streets of Ashworth. One evening, I sit with my father after dinner. He notices my distant expression. "Victor, what is on your mind?" he asks. "Father, I want to travel. I want to see the world," I reply. My father's face clouds with concern. "Traveling is dangerous, Victor. You have everything you need here, a steady life. Why chase danger?" I understand his worry, but my heart is restless. The next day I speak with my mother. She listens quietly as I tell her about my dreams. "I want to see what lies beyond the hills, Mother. Maybe you can help Father understand." She shakes her head. "You're brave, Victor, but life is not as kind as our village. The world is harsh. Still, I will speak with him." Months pass. My father remains hesitant and I remain determined. Then one day, opportunity knocks. My cousin, Harold, visits from the coastal town of Darwich. Harold works on a merchant ship, and he invites me to join him on his next journey to the port city of Kilmara. "Victor, it's a chance to test your courage," Harold says. "The sea is unforgiving, but it is also full of stories." I decide to go. My parents are reluctant, but eventually give their blessing. They pack a small bag for me and pray for my safe return. As I board the ship with Harold, excitement courses through me. This is the beginning of my journey. The first few days at sea are exhilarating. The salty breeze, the endless waves, and the distant horizon all feel like a dream. But soon, reality strikes. On the fourth day, dark clouds gather. A storm brews, and the sea turns wild. Waves crash against the ship, and the crew shouts orders to secure the sails. I cling to a railing, terrified and soaked. The storm lasts through the night. I think of home and my comfortable bed, wondering if I made a mistake. When dawn breaks, the sea calms. The crew celebrates surviving the storm. Harold finds me and claps me on the back. "You've had your first taste of the sea, cousin," he says with a grin. Despite the fear, I feel alive. The thrill of survival ignites a deeper desire for adventure within me. After weeks of smooth sailing, we reach Kilmara. The bustling port is unlike anything I've seen before. Merchants shout, ships unload goods, and the air buzzes with life. Harold and I part ways as he joins another crew, and I find work loading cargo for a trader named Mr. Tolvin. One day, while working on the docks, I overhear sailors speaking of a voyage to the distant land of Meridian. The tales of Meridian's golden sands and lush forests enchant me. I ask Mr. Talvin for permission to join the voyage. He warns me of the dangers, but admires my determination and agrees to let me go. The journey to Meridian is fraught with danger. Pirates attack our ship one night. Their black sails and fierce cries strike fear into the crew. We fight bravely, but they outnumber us. I am taken prisoner along with a few others. The pirates bring us to their hideout on a remote island. They force us to work, fetching water, cleaning, and maintaining their ships. The leader of the pirates, a man called Marik, is harsh but not without a strange sense of honor. "Work hard and you'll stay alive," he tells us. Among the captives, I meet a young woman named Elena. She was taken from a coastal village months ago. Despite the grim situation, her spirit is unbroken. We become friends, sharing stories of our past lives and dreams of freedom. Elna has a plan to escape. She whispers it to me one night. There's a small boat the pirates rarely use. If we gather supplies quietly, we can leave unnoticed. For weeks we prepare. We hide food and water in the boat. Then, one stormy night, we make our move. The wind and rain mask our escape. We row until our arms ache, leaving the pirate hideout far behind. At dawn, we see land. It is not Meridian but a mysterious island. Dense forests cover the terrain, and strange calls echo from within. We decide to explore, hoping to find food and shelter. The island is both beautiful and dangerous. We discover fresh water and wild fruits, but we also encounter fierce animals. One evening, a massive feline-like creature stalks us. With Elena's quick thinking, we climb a tree and wait until it leaves. Days turn into weeks. We build a small shelter and learn to survive. Despite the hardships, I feel a strange peace on the island. But I know this is not the end of my journey. One morning, as we gather fruits near the shore, we spot a figure in the distance. At first, we think it might be another pirate. But as the figure comes closer, we see it's a man dressed in tattered clothing, waving frantically. His name is Caleb, a shipwreck survivor who has been on the island for months. He knows the terrain well and offers to help us survive. Caleb teaches us how to fish using makeshift traps and how to identify edible plants. He also tells us about a cave he discovered that could serve as better shelter. Though life on the island becomes more bearable, I cannot forget my desire to leave. Caleb mentions seeing passing ships occasionally. They're too far to notice us, he says, but this gives me an idea. We gather materials to create a large signal fire on the highest point of the island. It takes days of hard work, but we finally build a fire that can produce thick, visible smoke. Every morning, one of us climbs the hill to light it, hoping a ship will see us. Weeks pass with no sign of rescue, but I refuse to give up. One evening, dark clouds gather on the horizon. Caleb warns us of an approaching hurricane. We secure everything in the cave and prepare for the worst. The storm hits with a fury I've never experienced before. Winds howl, trees snap, and rain floods the land. We huddle together, praying the cave will keep us safe. When the storm finally passes, we emerge to find the island transformed. Trees are uprooted and parts of the shoreline have changed. But amidst the destruction, I notice something astonishing. A broken mast sticking out of the water near the reef. A ship has wrecked during the storm. Caleb, Elena, and I decide to investigate. Using a makeshift raft, we paddle to the wreckage. The ship is partially submerged, but we manage to salvage supplies, food, tools, and even a small telescope. Among the wreckage, we find a journal belonging to the ship's captain. It details their journey and their desperate attempt to survive the hurricane. The supplies from the wreck make our lives significantly easier. With new tools, we improve our shelter and even construct a sturdy raft. The telescope allows us to watch for ships more effectively. Days turn into months, but hope now feels tangible. One afternoon, while scanning the horizon, I see a speck in the distance. A ship. I light the signal fire, and we all watch as the speck grows larger. The ship changes course, heading toward our island. Relief and excitement wash over me. After all this time, rescue is finally within reach. As the ship approaches, we prepare to signal them. Caleb and Elena help gather additional wood to keep the fire burning. The thick smoke rises high into the sky. Through the telescope, I see figures on the ship's deck pointing toward us. A small boat is lowered from the ship, and several sailors row toward the island. My heart pounds with excitement and anxiety. It feels surreal to imagine leaving this place after everything we've endured. When the boat reaches the shore, the sailors step out cautiously. Their leader, a man with a kind face, introduces himself as Captain Rayner. "We saw your smoke," he says. "It's a miracle we found you. Are there more of you?" I introduce myself, Caleb and Elena, explaining our story in brief. The captain listens intently, his expression shifting between astonishment and admiration. "You've shown remarkable resilience," he says. "Let's get you aboard." We gather our most valuable belongings and follow the sailors to the boat. As we row back to the ship, I glance at the island one last time. It has been a place of trials and growth, and leaving it fills me with bittersweet emotions. On board the ship, the crew welcomes us warmly. They provide food, fresh clothes, and a place to rest. For the first time in years, I feel clean and safe. Captain Rayner tells us they are heading to Meridian, the very place I had set out to reach long ago. The journey feels like a continuation of my adventure rather than its end. Arriving in Meridian is a dream fulfilled. The golden sands and vibrant markets are more magnificent than I imagined. Captain Rayner offers me a position on his crew, impressed by my determination and adaptability. Caleb decides to settle in Meridian, finding work as a carpenter. Eleanor, too, chooses to stay, opening a small shop with the skills she learned on the island. As for me, the call of the sea remains strong. I accept the captain's offer, eager to explore new horizons and write the next chapter of my story. My journey has only just begun. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our lessons. Keep practicing, stay curious, and I'll see you next time.